filled with anticipation as the sun hung high in the sky. The stage for the wrestling contest was adorned with vibrant colors, and the cheers of the crowd echoed through the valley. Ochie Idemba, the esteemed elder, stood before the assembled contestants, his presence commanding respect. Today, we witnessed not just a contest of strength, but the crowning of our new protector, the Aka Idemba. He intoned, his voice resonating through the square. The victor shall lead our warriors into battle, claim a parcel of land, and choose among the most beautiful maidens of our villages. This is a title of honor and responsibility. The competitors readied themselves, each accompanied by their masquerades, praise singers, and acolytes, all offering chants and charms to bolster their spirits. The crowd roared as Okamgba, known for his strength and rumored spiritual powers, faced off against Ozo and Odum, emerging victorious in both matches. Okotoko, agile and cunning, claimed victories over Nko and Agaba, setting the stage for a climatic final match. As the two champions prepared for their duel, the chief priest announced a 30-minute break for the contestants to refresh themselves. During this interval, a beautiful maiden from Ajali approached Okamgba's flutist, luring him away with sweet words and laughter. As they chatted, the maiden subtly replaced Okamgba's cherished flute with a mere imitation, a move that would have dire consequences. When the break ended, Okotoko and Okamgba returned to the arena, the excitement palpable. The match began with fierce intensity. Okamgba, fueled by the support of his people and the spirit of his ancestors, initially held his ground, but as the contest progressed, the absence of his flute's guiding melodies began to weigh on him. With a sudden surge of adrenaline, Okotoko struck, leveraging both cunning and strength. In a moment of fierce struggle, jealousy clouded Okotoko's judgment. In a shocking turn, he used all his might against Okamgba in a move that sent the crowd into a frenzy, only to end in a devastating act that left Okamgba motionless on the ground. The cheers for Okotoko quickly morphed into confusion as the crowd realized something was terribly wrong. Okamgba did not rise. The flutist rushed forward, desperation engraved across his face, calling out to his champion. Ochie Idemba stepped in, his heart heavy, and began invoking the gods, his voice a blend of authority and fear. As the chief priest consulted the divine, the crowd's excitement turned into panic. What has happened? Whispers rippled through the villagers. Is he gone? They asked. Ochie raised his voice again. Dark afternoon declares upon us, for we have lost a son of Idemba. His words cut through the air like a blade, bringing silence to the square. The villagers stood frozen, disbelieved, stamped on their faces. In that moment, chaos erupted. People began to flee the square, running in all directions, seeking refuge from the unfolding tragedy. The joyous atmosphere turned to desolation as they grappled with the enormity of the loss. The elders, once filled with hope, now find themselves at a crossroads. The chief priest's face was grim as he turned to the gathered villagers. We must honor Okamgba's spirit and seek justice for his death. This betrayal cannot go unpunished. As the crowd scattered, the weight of what had just transpired hung heavy in the air. The legacy of Okamgba, the fallen warrior, would not be forgotten, and the path ahead would require strength, unity, and reckoning with the darkness that had crept into their midst. The battle for the soul of Idemba had just begun, and with it, the quest for justice and healing. After a few days, the drum of war is heard from the warring community. The Ogodo warriors, who have been planning siege over the years, heard the news of Okamgba's demise, and the calamity at the Aka Idemba contest mobilized themselves. The air was thick with tension as the Ogodo warriors, emboldened by the news of Okamgba's demise, prepared to strike. The drums of war echoed through the hills, a chilling call that reverberated in the hearts of the Idemba people. The calamity at Aka Idemba contest had weakened their resolve, and the Ogodo saw an opportunity to finally conquer their rival. Under the cover of darkness, the Ogodo warriors descended upon Idemba, their battle cries piercing the night. Okotoko, still reeling from the aftermath of the contest, rallied the remaining Idemba warriors, but they were disorganized and downhearted. The initial shock of losing their champion had sown seeds of fear, and the once united community found itself on the brink of collapse. As Ogodo forces surged forward, they quickly overpowered the Idemba defenders. The clash of weapons and the cries of battle filled the air, drowning out the hope that had once thrived in the village. One by one, Idemba warriors fell, and the streets ran red with the blood of their king. The very essence of the community was threatened, as despair enveloped the hearts of those who remained. With the battle raging, Ogodo warriors pressed towards the Idemba shrine, a sacred space that held the community's spiritual power. The chief priest, Ochie Idemba, sensing the impending doom, fled to Okamgba's grave, tears streaming down his withered face. "What have we done?" he lamented. Invoking the spirit of the fallen warrior, guide us, protect us. But the cries of the chief priest went unheard amidst the chaos. The Ogodo warriors stormed the shrine, seeking to capture Abiami Demba, the revered symbol of power and protector of the Idemba people. The shrine, once a bastion of hope and strength, fell into disarray as the invaders desecrated its sanctity. With a triumphant roar, the Ogodo warriors seized Abiami Demba, stripping away the very essence of what made Idemba strong. They reveled in their victory, chanting and dancing, their hearts filled with the elation of conquest. The cries of the Idemba people faded into the background, replaced by the triumphant shouts of their enemies. As the dust settled on the battlefield, Ochie Idemba knelt by Okamgba's grave, heartbroken and defeated. The weight of his community's loss bore heavily upon him. "What hope do we have now?" he whispered to the wind, the words hanging in the air like a mournful song. The Ogodo, basking in their victory, had not just defeated a rival community, they had extinguished the light of a legacy built on unity and strength. But in their celebration, they underestimated the spirit of the Idemba people. From the ashes of defeat, Ochie and the remaining villagers would have to find a way to rise again, to reclaim what had been stolen. Though darkness loomed, the fire of resistance still flickered in the hearts of those who remained. The drums of war had echoed, but the battle for the soul of Idemba was far from over.